All right, here we go.
All right. This is a question I've been pondering for a little bit.
What's going
You
on?
know how, all the cereal mascots, like Captain Crunch, the
Yeah,
Twix
yeah, like
Bunny.
actual cereal. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Which are the mascots you find most attractive?
Bro, what the fuck
Do
are
you
you on
think
about?
is there no female
I was
mascots?
about to
Who are
say, there's
these
just
who are they
animals and
targeting?
guys.
So it's only furries, autistic, and children? Maybe people with Down syndrome?
Children, mostly. I
So
mean, yeah,
anyone with
definitely trying
anyone
to.
with a child's heart.
As soon as
Well,
those
I guess
special
because they're
needs
all
people get their hands on that cereal, you could put fucking a picture of dog shit. They'd still be like, "Get the cereal."
with all the sugar.
Yeah, it's
Do
delicious.
you think that special needs people are willing to eat cereal out of a box of dog shit with dog shit on it? I think they're scared of germs sometimes.
I think so, but I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
not
saying.
saying they're all scared of germs, dude.
I'm also not
But
saying that. I'm just saying once they figure out what's inside that box, they're not gonna care about what's on the outside the box. They know what's inside. It's good shit. That's why I shit on it. So you know it's the shit.
so it's the shit.
Yeah. Have you
Shittios.
heard that Ice Spice song? I'm pretty sure it's Ice Spice.
The shit.
Yeah.
You're not even the fart.
That's what the fuck are we doing? Why is that a song? Why didn't everyone just did people trash her online
I
for
don't
that?
fucking know.
I hope
Maybe
so.
another rapper recently, like a little bit ago, he put out a song called Shut Up. And the punchline was, Shut up, bitch. I need a plunge. Your bitches keep talking. Flushing the toilet. And then he did like a toilet sound. That was the entire
That's what's going
chorus of
on
the
in
song.
hip hop right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit talk. Like literal shit
Literal
talk.
bathroom shit talk.
Literal like bathroom shit talk so like pubescent that like when you were a kid and you told your mom like 5 or 6 and you're like, Mom, I really have to poop right now. They're like, go to the bathroom for 30 minutes. That's what my aunt did to my cousins.
What?
Whenever they said a potty word, they had to go sit in the bathroom for 30
Sit
minutes.
in the bathroom or on the toilet?
That's like fine on the toilet, I guess. They had to stay in the bathroom for 30 minutes without electronics or anything.
That's hemorrhoid city, bro. Just
Uh,
casually taking 30 minutes on the bathroom, on the toilet, just being like,
they
I'm
could
in trouble.
stand up from the toilet if they wanted to.
That's fucked up. That's a
It
good
was just a
punishment.
self-reflection in the bathroom about how you said poop.
It was when I was young. I remember my mom a handful of times because she really did not like potty words or whatever. She didn't like me being like poop, poopy, poop,
Fuck,
whatever.
shit, that's
No,
bitch.
not even cursing, just actual talking about like poop and
Feces,
pee and
feces,
shit.
bowel
But
movement.
she was like a take a couple pumps of soap, throw it in my mouth, and be like, "This is what you get
That's
for."
worse, dude. I'd
Oh
rather
my
just
god, yeah,
sit
of
in the
course,
potty.
yeah, for sure. But I didn't
Oh
have a
my
fucking say in the
goodness.
matter.
You should have punched her straight in the stomach.
I wasn't like, Mom, I know I'm like 7 years old, but let's negotiate my punishment a little bit. Can we
Listen,
fucking
listen, listen. Little kids, you don't have the power they think you have. They don't have the power over you think they have.
what
They can't.
children?
Yeah,
Children have a lot of negotiating power.
yeah. They have so much, but they just don't pick it up
Yeah, they don't know.
over the punishments, dude.
Some of them
I'll
do,
punch you.
and the kids who realize that they can negotiate during their punishments, it's a disaster
Why?
because they become way too smart.
Just be a
So like
hard ass,
what they
dude.
do becomes very calculated because they can kind of gauge. And this is like as a young
This is we
child,
didn't say that
yeah, this is the official
podcast.
"We Fucked Your Mom" podcast.
Shout out your dad for watching and recording it.
Being a team player.
Yeah, real team player.
What was I talking about?
Find it on the Patreon.
Oh no, when young kids realize they can like argue and negotiate and shit, it's immediately it's over.
Why?
Because
Like I
they're
don't.
the worst fucking kids, bro. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but you
you.
can just take all their shit. Like once they cross the line, this lady I work with, she told me that she stripped everything out of the kid's room. Like I don't remember what it was, but it was like terrible. She was really upset. She took everything out of the room but the mattress and the pillow.
That's fucked.
No clothes.
No clothes.
She left one outfit in
Did
there,
she
one
take the
change of
carpet?
clothes. I don't know about the carpet.
Did she take the fucking
Like she
carpet,
took
bro?
all the decorations, all the books and shit. So it's basically a prison cell, and she was allowed to use the restroom. Can you imagine? She was
What did she
basically.
do?
I don't fucking remember.
What did she do to deserve any
All
of this?
it wasn't very like memorable. All that was memorable was the punishment. It was like when
Jesus.
Harry Potter lived with the fucking Dursleys.
Yeah, that's like, hey,
That's
I'm taking away
terrible.
literally every part of your identity
So
at such a young age.
really kids, you only have negotiating power to a certain extent,
I mean, yeah.
or you just become feral child who grew up.
Especially if you got unlucky with
Have
crazy
you heard
fucking
of
parents.
feral children?
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of unlucky with crazy fucking parents, you've heard of them?
I gotta stop saying that.
What?
Yeah, dude.
No.
I
So,
say that every fucking
all
thing you
right.
say. I'm
Well,
always like, yeah, dude.
feral children It's the craziest concept. They're not around humans or they're raised by animals or
Mhm.
dogs. Recently, there's one from India who was like a wolf because he grew up with the wolf packs. Furries could never do that, by the way.
No, they wish.
They wish.
They wish they were raised by fucking
But
animals.
there's one in the United States who, from the age of like 0 to 7, just lived in a room by herself and just shit. She had no, like, she couldn't walk right. She didn't have like the verbal things because her parents just neglected her so much. They would just throw food in there. She never communicated, never was shown
Sweet,
affection.
sweet.
Not sweet, dude. That's terrible.
I mean, just to get food thrown at you, no responsibilities. You can be like,
No
I'm just gonna
entertainment.
pretend to be a dog.
She is a dog.
That's what's up.
I think she might have walked on all fours.
Do you remember Dog Girl back during the pandemic? She was on TikTok. She was
Yeah, I
like,
remember that freak.
dude. That's she just dogged out and made like 12 million fucking dollars, and she was like, deuces.
Yeah, that's what I would do
That's the worst version of it, though. You make no
What?
money and you actually think you're a dog.
For the rest of the time. She
Yeah,
never learned to be able to communicate. She
yeah.
only
That
trusted
ship
the
has
one
fucking
person
sailed,
that
dude.
she like. Yeah, it's like you want your kid to be bilingual, you have to like teach them early on.
Like
You know how much
straight
harder
away.
it is. Yeah, you know how much harder it is to learn a language after you're like 6.
Well, the thing is that when kids are in the womb, they're hearing shit that's going on. The wall is not that fucking. So they're hearing like voices and like what language you're speaking, what you're saying.
All right, enough of your holistic bullshit, dude.
It's not holistic bullshit. It's true.
So if I put on like if my girlfriend, hypothetical girlfriend, was pregnant and I put like headphones on her stomach like they do in the TV
Very
shows,
hypothetical.
and I played NWA, would my kid like would there be a possibility that he became a gangster rapper?
He'd come out smoking like a cool cigarette, be like, "What's up,
Like
Dad?"
a
Yeah,
menthol cigarette, a Newport
cool
100.
cigarette.
One
Yeah, no,
time, this woman I
that's why like ladies will take like fucking things and they'll put them on their belly and they'll play like classical music. And this is why like fruitcake parents will walk up like the dad will be like, "Hi, little bean.
oh yeah
This is your
yeah
dad." Yeah, obviously, bro.
like the kids did with like Malcolm in the Middle family did with Reese.
Sure, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
The flashcards. That's how your kid actually ends up being mentally challenged if you do that to your kid. Just a fair warning. Don't do that to your kid.
Just imagine if there's a
Don't
parent that was
torture your
just
kid.
24/7.
I bet that's why some come out deaf.
No, listen, they had the amplifiers taped to their stomach and they were just playing Hitler speeches 24/7. Be like, I want to see what this fucking thing cooks. 9 months, this thing's coming out angry.
I'm sure the CIA's done that. I'm sure they just put a woman in a vegetative state, put a baby in there, and just played shit like that over and over again.
So you're saying the
See
CIA
what happened.
raped an unconscious woman and then put Hitler speeches in her belly?
Probably not Hitler's speeches.
Why not Hitler
Maybe they
speeches?
just played the every American speech ever given
Yeah.
by the
You want to
greats.
hear something unsettling that I've been thinking about?
Why not Hitler's speech? Because he's fucking Hitler.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't you want to see if you're in the CIA, wouldn't you want to see what that cooks up?
Of course.
Yeah, be like, what kind of evil shit are we capable of
They
doing?
make it
We
here.
could just do this in other countries and they'll
I
just
wonder-
sabotage themselves.
I wonder how often they actually do just breed children with vegetated women in the CIA.
Can a vegetative woman produce a baby?
Yes. Have
Really?
you not seen SVU?
No.
Dude,
I mean, yeah, I've seen it.
there
but I
are
try not to
coma
pay
rape
attention.
episodes all the time.
Jesus.
Coma babies all the time, dude. That's why, I don't know. Thank God, dude,
Thank God, what?
that I don't work with people who rape the patients.
Thank God you're not an unconscious woman.
That too, dude.
Because that an unconscious woman, that's
You know
oh
what
my
the
God, I was
worst
about to
case
say
scenario
something
is?
so bad. What?
You know what the worst case scenario is? If
What?
the guy's gay. You know how much harder it is
A
to
gay
catch
guy raping
a
an
gay guy
unconscious
raping
woman?
an unconscious guy?
Oh
Yeah, you know how much harder that would be to catch? He's never gonna get pregnant.
no!
You would
and
just
if
it would
he
last
doesn't-
forever, dude. That'd be terrible.
Well, I'm sure there's probably some people who are out there knocking
Doing it
guys
right
out
now.
and raping them, and they have no like. How
No,
would
I'm
you
sure
know?
vegetated people are getting raped right now. They're in comas getting raped by men, and they're men. And no
Probably.
one's ever gonna know because no one thinks to check the asshole for cum.
Yeah, I guess.
No one thinks to check the asshole for cum.
Damn it, that's the last place we thought to check.
It's
We
in the
were
asshole for
looking
cum.
for cum, and we didn't check this
We're-
unconscious guy's
we-
asshole.
We were wondering why there
You
was
should be a detective.
so much cum in his diaper. Why was he coming so much?
Just coming
Dude, all
Seven
over the
hundred
place. It's just
nonstop.
cum, just mounts of cum. It was coming out of his asshole. He
thought-
wasn't coming.
We thought it was.
So he had a medical
Yeah,
miracle.
I thought he had a medical condition and where he was just pouring
We thought we found the
diapers worth of cum out of his ass, but no, it was a there's a
It was a
rapist.
we found the fountain of cum.
Yeah, it's in this guy's asshole.
Endless loop of cum.
Turns out,
Turns out
It
it's
wasn't a
actually
fucking miracle.
different medical staff workers.
just
And
running trains on
they
him.
all unknowingly picked the same guy.
She was just always lubed up. We got to get
They
away from
never
that.
really tightened up. They thought that was part of the coma. Oh, fine, we'll get away from it.
Just can't. We can't. I mean, we
That was
thank
kind of
God
fun though.
thank God we just weren't talking about raping unconscious women.
Yeah, it was only
If
men.
you're unconscious, you're basically asking for it.
We didn't say that. Of course.
Definitely not.
No one said that.
All right. So, do you want to hear something that I've been thinking about the last couple of days that's very unsettling to me?
Yes.
Okay, so because I brought up Hitler and it made me think about, obviously people refer to Hitler as like the worst person of all
No, he
time.
wasn't. There are worse people.
That's what I'm saying. But all of those people get like washed because of history and how long ago their like horrific shit was. It all just gets washed
Yeah,
in throughout
dude.
history. And I'm sure there's people forgotten in history who were
Way
absolutely
worse.
horrific.
Yeah, there
Dude,
probably were.
Genghis Khan
It's just it's
killed
recorded history.
12.5% of the world's
Yeah,
population
dude. He changed
when
carbon
he
emissions.
was alive. Yeah, you can tell when Genghis Khan was alive, like because of like nature, like shit in nature changed because people were just gone in
Dude,
Asia.
he's the best ever. He is the best at it ever. Alexander did it, but he did it where like he left the cities like he was like, "Oh, you guys are okay." And that's why he died. He died a pussy.
He raped multiple
He died
women every single day.
too.
Genghis Khan. No, I'm just going through his stats. Raped multiple
He
women
had a
every single day,
concubine. You didn't
and
have to
this is
rape them.
well,
Well, they were
dude,
probably slaves.
yeah,
Fair
definitely.
enough, dude. All right, all
I
right.
doubt it was consensual. I mean, I bet some
Some
of
of
them
them were.
but as soon as it became consensual, he was not into it.
For some reason, Marco Polo, they put in the detail that he has a horse cock.
That's sick. I
So
hope
it makes it so much worse.
I hope when people think about me in
Getting
history,
raped by a
that's like
bigger
the third
dick.
bullet point. It's like has had a huge dick.
You definitely want the guy raping you to have a small dick. Never mind. We'll get away from rape.
We'll circle back to it, but this is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Genghis
So
Khan was a
Genghis
badass.
Khan, yeah, Genghis Khan. Well, now everyone thinks they like look to him and it's like, oh, he's totally badass or whatever. But
Oh,
he caused so much horrific shit to happen in this world. But it's just because it was long ago. People are like, whatever.
no.
Now, what are you talking about?
No, I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
but now, like whenever people think about like the worst people of all time, they think of like Pol Pot, fucking Stalin, Hitler,
Yeah, dude.
fucking like the USSR, like all of
Dude,
that
but
shit.
think about it. I want to get back to Genghis Khan. It's like they think that he's some cool guy. No, listen to the quotes he had. Listen to the quotes. If you had not offended your God, you would not have sent a punishment like me upon you. He said that to like Christians, and then he sacked their fucking city and killed everyone.
Bro,
He did shit like that. That's why everyone thinks he's badass because he was a fucking badass.
Dude, so Genghis Khan was hitting people with like Oppenheimer
Yeah,
level lines
dude.
and being
And
like, dude, I am death. Like
yeah,
you have sinned in multiple lifetimes
yes.
to have me be descended
You
upon
have
this
sent a
world.
punishment from God. Dude, that's what he would say.
Dude, okay.
So he was
maybe
like,
Genghis
he was
Khan
like,
is the
dude,
biggest
he's a badass,
of
but he was
all
also
time.
a monster. Think
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
He's kind of sick though. Dude, he did some terrible things. Have you watched Marco Polo?
No.
I recommend you watch it.
Is
It's
it a
like
movie about Genghis
no,
Khan?
it's it's series. It's
Okay.
like kind of fiction. It's good. We should watch first episode.
Where is it? How long are the
Netflix.
episodes?
45 minutes.
Ugh.
But no, so Marco Polo, or what fuck is I talking about? Genghis Khan, he would like boil people alive and make soup. Or he'd fling dead bodies over walls into cities. He was doing crazy
He
shit.
was a
Psychological
motherfucker.
warfare. He would put people to the smell, would make the people in the village go crazy and surrender and shit like that. He would just completely break these people's spirits and minds. He also like invented I think he was one of the first people to start using like a catapult.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he really changed warfare. And the Mongols on the horsebacks, I did an entire project on this in my senior year. I'm sorry.
No,
Mongols on
dude, I'm glad.
horsebacks, they had these they were the first ones to do like mounted warfare with monks.
Like while riding?
While riding. They set
Yeah,
the
yeah,
record. And like nowadays we know how physically fit they had to do that. They had to be at peak fucking levels of athleticism. Like we're talking Olympic gymnast levels of athleticism and strength to be able to pull that bow back, stabilize your core, and let that arrow loose effectively and accurately to kill people. They had to be fucking superhumans. And you know how Genghis Khan had them train? By wrestling every day. So Genghis Khan would just wake up and wrestle people every day, and then he would go and just destroy fucking cities. He's a psychopath. Of course, he would go to his concubine and assault his sex slaves too, and eat, I'm sure, and
I mean,
drink.
that's just a footnote, though.
But he would and then his brother, I think at one time his brother tried to take over, and Genghis Khan was like, "Me on you, one unarmed combat," and he just fucking destroyed his brother in front of 20,000 men, just barefisted. And I think he popped his head. Dude, Genghis Khan was a
ripped his head
monster.
off?
No,
Oh,
like squished it, dude. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Jesus, was he like 7 feet tall? What are you
No,
talking
he
about?
was huge, dude, and he was jacked. He was actually a freak.
Dude, everyone back then in Mongolia, they were
All right, let me look it up.
He's probably like 5'7", so everyone, all the short little Mongolians are like, oh my
That
God.
might be it.
Yeah, it's just all these like
But
little
he also
squat little brown people
wrecked
running
China.
around. Yeah, right. Well, those Chinese people, they're just now hitting 5 foot, dude. Can you imagine how small Chinese people were back in the day? They were probably like all little people. Yeah, just a bunch of little Chinese pokelies running around, building shit, temples that are like adorable now. Because it's like, did they build this for like dogs or something?
Well, the white guy said this is how he described him: tall, had a long beard, and likely had red hair
What? He
and
was a
green
ginger?
eyes and looked Orient. What the fuck do Mongols look like?
Well, they're like it's like where like the Himalayas are. Not exactly, that's Nepal, but
Holy shit,
it's like
dude!
yeah, well,
I didn't think they looked like that.
Mongolia is specifically it has a lot of mountains and a lot of flat grassland.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and it's like it's like the like that weird in between where they're not Russian, they're definitely Asian, but they're
Mhm.
not like Chinese Asian. They're more like Nepal people when you think
Mountain
of
Asian.
yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah,
There are
exactly.
jungle
They're
Asians,
high
mountain
altitude
Asians, and
Asians.
island Asians,
Yeah.
and mainland
And you
Asians.
have business suit Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. It comes in. It's like a rainbow. It's like the
Yeah, it's
LGBT.
like the sexual
Yeah,
spectrum.
yeah, and they just talk about how they identify via their
Like
sexual
Caleb's
position.
Caleb's Korean, but
I'm the business suit kind of
Caleb's
Korean.
Korean, but he also is Japanese adjacent.
I don't like to talk about it. I don't think any Korean
All right,
person likes to talk about it. I'm during the day I'm business suit Korean, and at night I'm rooftop Korean.
he's Korean. We're Korean.
Yeah, dude, I'm just Korean square, dude.
Do you want to talk about the thing that was bothering you when I got here?
What thing? Oh, the
The
war?
the attack?
Okay, yeah. Well, let's get into that
Go
because
for it.
we had a weird update. We'll get to that. We'll close with that. Maybe not close, but okay. What's been freaking me out lately, well, today, is there was this fucking like crazy attack on this. What was it?
It's like a
It was an indoor concert venue.
but
Just
think of like a mall. It looked more like a mall.
yeah,
That's how big it was.
it was like yeah, it's like if your local mall had a fucking giant theater like in the back, like you walked
Ginormous.
into this fucking mall all the way through, and at the end, it was just like this fucking concert venue. It was a 9,000 person,
Yeah, dude, it was huge, and
and
like the
people
venue
were
was gigantic.
yeah. So in a city just outside of Moscow, there was this like multiple team effort, and I want to compliment their teamwork.
No, you don't want to compliment their teamwork when 40 people that we know of fucking died, you asshole. They didn't. No, I don't
Listen,
want to get into their teamwork because it was shitty.
okay, all right, well,
They
whatever.
had one good idea,
We won't talk about their team. Wait, what was a good idea?
having the clip bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah, the ammo guy.
Because that guy knows what he is. They're like, no, we don't trust you to shoot a fucking gun. You're the clip bitch. You follow behind us and hand us magazines.
Just follow us, dude.
That guy's a
You can
clip
hang out
bitch.
with us. It's like the little brother of the group. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can bring your little brother, give him the backpack, I guess.
Yeah,
Let him
but
carry the bullets in the
so
box.
this horrible attack.
Okay, yeah, so we're not gonna
Burn
talk
down the
about
ceiling. We're
their
gonna
tremendous teamwork.
we're
We
not
won't
we're gonna
mention
get away
that.
from complimenting them.
But what happened was there was about like 4 people. It looked like 4 people that were armed, and then you had the ammo guy, and then
Bitch.
you had a second team
On the roof.
on the ceiling. Okay, so what happened was there was a mass shooting inside of this like plaza, fucking whatever it is.
Brutal shooting.
Terrible. It's like 40 people were shot and killed. More
At
than
least.
100 people were injured. And on top of that, after the shooting was like as soon as the shooting was over, there were explosions all on top of the roof. The entire roof was on fire and started collapsing. So like over 100 people were still trapped in the venue.
And we have no idea, like,
And Michael
if
doesn't
they
want to talk about the teamwork, but I'm just saying. So all of that went off just in a matter of minutes,
and
right?
we have no idea. Oh, by the way, they're white. You
Yeah,
want to
they
know?
were
They're Russian,
white.
and Caleb acted like that was like that wasn't a big deal. And I was like, I don't know. I'm used to this type of shit happening overseas, and it's
Well,
not being a white guy.
you were asking like what color is their skin? What color is their skin? And I was like, they're wearing balaclavas, dude.
No,
And
I
like
said,
full.
what did they look like?
Well, I could tell the intent.
Yeah, but I was obviously being a little bit more
You were
relaxed.
like,
I wasn't
what
like, I was like, what do they smell like?
What's
do
the
they?
color of their
What's
fucking
their favorite
skin?
food?
No,
Do they
but
like loud music? No, I didn't say that.
do they talk during the movie?
Do
Like
they
while they're in the
FaceTime
movie?
in lines?
Oh my god, dude! I don't want to hear your fucking
Why do
dumbass conversation.
ethnic groups, especially like Africans and Indians, they love to FaceTime with the speaker all the way up? I remember being sick and multiple times going to get like a strep test at like urgent care nationwide, and like there'd always be an African family, and the parent would be yelling onto the phone with some other guy and having like a happy conversation, not like "go fuck yourself, you prick, you bitch." Be like, "Hey, my brother, how are you?" Shit like that,
Yeah.
and they're so loud, and it's every time. And like I felt sick, I had a fever, dude. I don't want to hear you shout. They all do that. It's insane.
It is crazy. Wait, what were we talking about? I know we were talking about the mass shooting
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, I asked you what
Oh
color
yeah,
they
so
were.
Michael, yeah,
No, I
so
didn't. I asked what they looked like.
but
Fucking
I
hell.
thought for a second you were like,
But
is
that
this
was
like
the
a race
intent.
war? Black people shooting white people up in every country?
No, are black people shooting up white people in Russia? I'd understand. They were not treated well over there,
You
dude.
going crazy. Well, you do
Dude,
know
only
Russia has conscripted soldiers from Africa. So there are black people, like straight up African people in Russian military garb, like dying on the border
dude,
of Ukraine and Russia,
recently, like
which
what
is
I,
pretty fucking sad to see. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
it is
lie.
sad to see. Of
It's
course it's
weird
sad
to
to see.
see. Be like,
Oh, let's get back to the terrorist attack, dude.
okay, so
Fuck, we're getting away from
so
it.
the thing is there's three options really of who could have perpetrated this attack. It's either the Ukrainians, right?
The Russians,
The Russians, or there is a resistance group inside of Russia comprised of Russian people, and they're basically revolting against the government,
which they
which
are.
is the most badass. They are American. That's the most American thing you can do. They're literally killing government officials.
They killed one government official. That's why I was like, I wonder if it's a rebellion.
Okay, so you
But
have to think
no, it was just
you have to do like the math. You have to do like political math. Would Ukraine do something like this? It seems like something they would do because they're at war. However, they would immediately get their supplies, like all arms, all weapons,
all
fucking
funding and
bombs.
aid taken away if they did
That
this.
immediately, if
That's a
they're
war
going,
crime.
yeah, exactly. If they're committing, yeah, the Geneva Convention would be like, we have to stop giving you guys shit now, like
We have to
no more
take
funding.
you up on sanctions.
Yeah, now we have to put sanctions on you. Like you guys are going to get swallowed immediately.
Yeah, you're
So
fucked.
Ukraine wouldn't do that because that would basically mean the end of the war and Ukraine's fucked. It's
Yeah.
just Russia light now. So then you have the other choice, which would be the fucking like rising fucking opposition within Russia,
Yeah.
like the resistance force. But really, if you take a look throughout history, resistance forces are not just blatantly killing
Yeah, they don't like to kill the
civilians.
civilians. It's not common
Usually
trait.
they like to conjure public support. So like the public people don't really cooperate
But
with the military.
if the public gets out of line, they're not afraid to kill them
I
then.
mean, although there have been instances throughout history where like
Initially rebellion groups are pretty nice and they're like, "Oh, you're cool," like whatever. But once like the rebellion starts picking up and you used to be one of the people that are against that, they do not treat you well anymore.
that is true.
Or if you misbehave when they're in charge now, you get killed. There's no like, we'll give you a warning or we're gonna lock you up. It's swallow this 9mm. You're
Yeah.
dead now.
Yeah, exactly. But then you got to think like what does this resistant group stand to gain from committing this horrific
And no, I'm saying this has
terrorist attack?
nothing to do with that because this group of people, they did not all get killed, and it wasn't like the group did not have control of this area. There's nothing like that, so there was no real motivation for the group to have done this. Think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have to think, what do they have to gain? They only have shit to lose, just like Ukraine. Ukraine only has shit to lose. Doing that would be political and literal suicide for the country. The resistance group as well, because now the civilian public is going to be like, no, fuck them. They're going to cooperate the military, give them up,
Yeah.
anyone who's associated with them, and then it's just going to spiral. The only group that has something to gain from this is Russia doing this. If Putin put out like his own hit on these fucking citizens,
Yes, of course, that's the only thing
to,
that
like,
makes sense.
yeah, to justify doing more, because obviously he's going to blame Ukraine. It would only make sense for Putin to do something like this, to like kill a bunch of citizens, like continue to justify the war and all of the war efforts with like the civilian base.
Let's get to the crazy twist.
All right. The craziest twist, right? Literally, like we literally just sat down
To record.
got everything ready. I got a CNN notification on my phone. I go, Michael, take a wild guess who just claimed responsibility for this attack in Russia. And well, you were like, Ukraine, no. And then you said like what?
No, I said Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda, and I was like, no.
North Korea.
Yeah, then you said North Korea.
I said ISIS.
Fucking
ISIS did it, guys.
Where we stand
They're
right now,
back.
ISIS is claiming that they did this attack in Russia.
I don't know if it's just like they're white guys. It's either ISIS is really recruiting heavy in Russia.
They could be, or
it's just they're
really
claiming
light-skinned Arabs.
Or they're just like, oh, you've been pretty quiet lately. Let's claim this.
Well, if you take an Arab out of the sun, dude, I'm sure they get pale. Maybe they just sent a couple Arabs to go live in Russia.
Okay, dude.
Like sleeper agents.
Chill out, dude. Yeah, they would. There are homegrown sleeper agents, though, dude.
Could be true, but then wouldn't that be classified as like no?
It's still terrorists. It's still an ISIS cell.
Well,
it's
I'm
just
not
homegrown
saying what
ISIS.
they're doing is not terrorism, but I'm saying wouldn't that be if it was Russians?
We don't even know if ISIS
they're
did
associated. They could be bullshitting because
I feel
whenever
like
there's like
it
an
makes no
attack,
sense.
they always claim that they did it.
Yeah, it's always like the first terrorists get to check social media. They're like, I did this one.
Yeah,
That was me.
whoever ISIS pays to do their social media and just claim terrorist attacks,
They're
like
basically like
they're giving that dude a lot of
they're
money.
basically like a sports writer who talks about trades. It breaks the trades for like the NBA or NFL. That's basically what the terrorist guy social media is. They're like, me.
Yeah, ISIS. If there's like
You
a
see that building? Me.
if there's a shooting in like Mexico and no one claims it, after like a couple days, ISIS is like, that was us. We're
I
in
did that
Mexico.
one.
Just straight up lying.
And ISIS just did that with Russia, or it's the truth. I'm sure we'll get a lot of updates because I doubt it.
Okay, so yeah, that's crazy. I'll check real quick to see if maybe CNN. No, I just have.
But that's insane, dude. That
Yeah, what the
ISIS
fuck
would
is
claim that
ISIS
they're
doing up
shooting
in
that through Russia.
Is ISIS
I feel
just?
like they're just fucking around and saying we did it.
You think so?
Because usually the ISIS people aren't that well coordinated. Like, we watched some of it. Caleb made me watch some of it.
I had Michael watch some of the footage just to see how crazy it
And it
was.
wasn't like as well coordinated as like you. It's like more well coordinated than you would expect like an ISIS group to be.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. Like these people trained for this and prepared more than you would.
just so like I
think.
know we kind of glossed
So
over
I-
some of this. There was a four guy, at least a 4-man team with
Way
AK-47s walking in, and they were fully automatic. And there was a guy whose sole purpose, he was also in gear, like protective gear. His sole purpose was just to hand magazines to the people so they could reload and shoot faster.
Yeah, the
So
clip
this
bitch.
is not like just a little, yeah, the clip
And
bitch.
after that, you still have to consider the people that were on the roof getting ready to set it on fucking fire.
So there was a second team who was involved that
and
probably
it was a
arrived
big ass
earlier.
roof, dude.
And not only was there an explosion, the roof caught on fire instantly and started
Instantly.
collapsing within minutes. So there was a demolition
ISIS
team.
is never that well. Like I
No,
really
no.
think, dude. I really think
not
they wanted to
ISIS.
kill the guy, the politician. I really think they just wanted to kill the politician.
That wasn't confirmed that he was even there.
Oh, I thought you said it was there.
I thought it did too, but it just said that there was
So let's say he is there. That'd be my like biggest thing. Maybe it was
political assassination.
maybe it was the rebellion, and then they're like, or maybe it was Putin, and then this guy was starting to say, "Let's back out of Ukraine," and Putin was like, "He dies now," and they took it overboard. Or maybe it was the rebellion, and they're like, "This guy's one of Putin's like best friends. We're gonna send a message."
If it was a rebellion, they could have been attacking specifically the wealthiest Russians in the
Yeah,
country.
I feel like that could have been it.
Okay, so
Maybe it was the rebellions, like the French. No, yeah, think about it, dude. Some rebellions are kind of fucked.
Like,
They
give me an
do
example.
stuff like that. Like the French Revolution, when they revolted, they cut off everyone's head, like all the wealthy's head. Sometimes they get away from people. They get away from the original purpose.
I guess so. Or they see
So
like,
it might have been the rebellion. I didn't really think about that, but that has happened throughout history too.
Bali has joined the podcast.
I know a little bit
Bali,
about
what
history.
do you have to say about
I'm a
what's going on
little
in
bit of a
Russia?
nerd.
You have anything to say? Licking the microphone.
She
Thanks.
did not give a fuck about
She doesn't
Russia.
care.
You hear that,
She doesn't
Ukraine?
care.
She didn't give a fuck.
Bali doesn't care about Russians. She doesn't give a fuck, right, Bali?
I don't know, dude. She seems pretty pro-Russian.
Oh yeah, Bali has a brother that lives in Russia.
See that? She's a fucking sleeper agent.
Yeah, Bali.
You
You
fucking
have a brother
sleeper
who lives in
agent.
Russia. I don't know if it was a rebellion and
If
full,
you're
like,
a
in
real-
all honesty, if it was a rebellion and they were shooting up to like the 1%,
The
like
wealthy.
I get it.
I do too.
I get it. Because those are the same motherfuckers who
That are
never had to go
supporting
to war. They've
Putin.
never sacrificed anything,
And they're
they're
not in like the
ones-
bread lines. They actually get food.
Yeah.
Like a shit ton of food. They're overwhelmed with food.
I could see it now.
Yeah, I think it might have been a rebellion. And I don't know. I'm not saying if it was that scenario, kudos or anything.
Now
But
Bali has something to say.
it makes a lot more sense.
It does make more sense, but also I think it's hilarious that ISIS just popped up immediately. It
That's
was like,
insane.
that was us. We're number one. It's
But
like clearly
Think about it. It
wasn't
does
you.
happen a lot, I think. Like,
Well,
it's
okay,
a
so
lot
you
of the
gotta
time.
think, besides us, basically all of the world, except for like New Zealand, Japan, Australia, it's all connected. So you can take a fucking jeep from like India to Russia, theoretically speaking. So
Dude.
hypothetically speaking,
Yeah, of course.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. Technically speaking, could ISIS people could have gotten into Russia? I'm sure. If they're driving, the only way they would have to have gone through is an active war zone. Because one of the reasons
I'm-
why what?
I'm telling you that ISIS did it online, dude. They didn't go there. They did it over the internet.
They like
That's
made
how they
people-
recruit
they
people.
recruit- well, yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I don't think ISIS did it, because they were so well. Like it looked like they were former military almost.
Or active.
Active military. Yeah, it did not look like they were fucking terrorists.
No, yeah, you're right.
I
So
don't
the-
watch as much war footage as Caleb, but am I right?
It did. No, you're right. It did seem very, very coordinated. The fighters were very calm the
Yeah.
entire time. They weren't scrambling. You didn't hear them. You could hear them talking. They weren't screaming, though.
Ruthless, dude.
Yeah. So it was a very coordinated thing. And I saw people online, like on Reddit, talking about how it's like potentially like the FSB, which is like the Russian FBI.
They think the FBI did it?
Well, what I'm saying is, it's like if
Wouldn't it be
Putin
their
did do
fucking
it,
CIA?
well, whatever. That specific branches, I'm sure Putin makes like 2 phone calls and can
Yeah,
get that
of
done.
course.
And it justifies them because earlier in the day, and this was before the shooting happened, earlier in the day, NATO just came out all together and they said, "We're ready to confront Russia."
Yep.
Like, in means of like, no longer does this just mean we're going to fund Ukraine. Like, we are actually going to start moving military equipment from all like every nation who's
So
in
yeah,
NATO. We're
this is the
going to
moment
start.
Ukraine would make a terrorist attack happen.
Yeah,
Right when we're about to send actual
right.
aid.
Literally, when they get the most aid they've ever fucking received during this entire thing, they're gonna be like, "Let's fucking
Let's fuck
throw it
this
all
up.
away. Let's kill
Let's
like tops 250
let's
people."
do what Canada and Poland does and fuck with the fucking conventions. There's
Yeah,
2 countries are why they have all those rules. It's not the United States. Canada and Poland like to fuck shit up.
they're just wild out.
Yeah, dude, when they're at war, they don't give a fuck.
No,
But you've heard the can story, right? What the Canadians did during World War One.
no, what happened?
So they would during the trenches, they would like the German soldiers were starving. It was like near the end of the war, so they'd throw food cans over for the Germans to eat, and the Germans would get used to the food cans, and they'd like it would happen a few times, and the Germans would eat the food from the Canadians,
Oh
and then
yeah,
they'd throw a grenade.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's what they
So
do.
they go over, walk over, pick it up, and
Oh
oh shit! Whoa.
all the fucking Germans are dead.
Yeah, I mean that's
All the
pretty
Germans
fucking
died.
crafty. That's pretty
That's a
crafty.
war crime, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a war crime?
Yes.
Why is it a war crime? I guess you're tricking them.
Yeah, dude. Like, imagine if the United States airdropped supplies
Oh,
into
yeah,
like
give
the
me a
Middle East.
go, 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 go.
Airdropped supplies in the Middle East, and then when everyone went to go get that food, they're like, "Guess what? Fuck you, drone strike."
It was just a
No.
bomb.
Yeah, dude.
I guess, yeah, that is. Now that
It's fucked.
now that you put it in terms where I can understand,
Yes.
I get why that's gonna be.
It's
Be like,
not a
fuck
good
the-
scenario.
I get it now.
And I think this might be where we end the podcast. It's about time.
Yeah, let's fuck it. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Appreciate
We
you
got more to
guys
record.
watching.
Thank you for listening. Don't do fentanyl unless you want to.
Yeah, unless you want to. It's pretty chill.